Okay, now, so as usual, before we proceed, continue Girimānanda Suttas. Okay, we will recite these suttas. So these suttas is a bit long, but I think it's good if we can recite together. But of course, you mute your computer first. Evang me sutang ekang samayang bhagava savatiyang viharati jetavane anatapin dekasa arame tena kopana samayena ayasma Girimānando Abadiko hoti dokito bal hagelano tatako ayasma anando yena bhagavate no pasang kami upasang kami tua bhagavandam abhivade tua ekamandani siddhi Ekamandani sinnoko ayasma nando bhagavandam etadavoche ayasma bhante Girimānando abadiko hoti dokito balhagelano sadhu bhante bhagava yena yasma Girimānando te nupasang kamatu anukamba upadayati Sache kotoa ananda Girimānanda dasabikuno upasankami toa dasasanya baseyasi tananko panetang vijati yang Girimānanda dasabikuno dasasanya sutwa So abado tana so pati pasang beya katamadas anicca sanya anatta sanya asubha sanya adinava sanya pahana sanya viraga sanya Nirodha sanya sabaloke anabirata sanya sabasam karesu anicca sanya anapanasati katamachananda anicca sanya idananda bhikkhu aranya gatova Rokamola gatova, sunyagara gatova, iti pati sangchikati, ropang anicchang, vedana anicca, sanya anicca, sankhara anicca, viññāna aniccanti iti imesu pancasu upadana khandesu aniccanupasi viharati ayam vacatananda anicca sanyam katamachananda anatta sanyam idananda bhikkhu aranya gatova rokamola gatova sunyagara gatova iti pati sangchikati chakong anatta rupa anatta sotang anatta sada anatta gana anatta ganda anatta Jivha anatta, Rasa anatta, Kaya anatta, Potaba anatta, Mano anatta, Dhamma anattati. Iti imesu chasu ajatika bahiresu ayatanesu anatanupasi viharati ayam vachatananda anatasanyam katamachananda asubhasanyam Idananda bhikkhu imameva kayam udang padatala adoke samataka tacha pariyandang purang nana pakarasa asuchino pachavekati ati imasmin gaye kesaloma nakadanta cho mang sang naharu ati ati minjang wakang hadayang yakanang kilomaka pihakang pap pasang antang antagunang udariyang karisang matalonggang pitang senghang pobolohitang sedo medo asuvasa kelo singgani kalasika mutandi iti imasmin kaye asubhanupasi viharati ayang vachatananda asubhasanyam Katamachananda adi navasanya Idananda bhikkhu aranya gatova Rokamola gatova Sunyagara gatova Iti pati sangchikati Bahudukoko ayam kayo Bahu adinavo Iti imasmin kaye vivida abada opajanti seyatidang Chakurogo sotarogo ganarogo jiuharogo kayarogo sisarogo kanarogo mukarogo Dandarogo, kaso saso, pinaso daho, charoko chirogo, mocha pakandika sula, visochika kota, gando kilaso, soso apamaro, dadukanduka chunakasam, Vitachika lohita pita madumeho Angsa pilaka bagandala pita samutana abada sengha samutana abada vata samutana abada sanipatika abada Utuparinamaja abada Visama pariharaja abada Opakamika abada Kama vipakaja abada Sitang onghang Jigacha pipasa Ucharo pasavoti Iti imasmin kaye adinavanupasi viharati ayam vachatananda adinavasanyam katamachananda pahanasanyam Idananda bhikkhu upanang kama vitakang na devaseti pajahati vinodeti vyanti karoti anabhavang gameti opana vyapada vitakang na devaseti pajahati vinodeti vyanti karoti anabhavang gameti opana vihingsa vitakang na devaseti pajahati vinodeti vyanti karoti anabhavang gameti opanopane papake akusale dhamme na devaseti pajahati vinodeti vyanti karoti anabhavang gameti ayam vut chatananda pahana sanyam katama chananda viraga sanyam idananda bhikkhu aranya gato varo kamola gato va sunyagara gato va iti pati samcekati etan santang etan panitang yadidang sabasang kara samatosam bopade panide sago tangha kayo virago nibbānandi ayam vucatananda viraga sanyam katama chananda nirodha sanyam idananda bhikkhu aranya gatova rokamula gatova sunyagara gatova iti pati samcekati etan santang etan panitang yadidang sabba sankara samato sabbo padi pati niksago tangha kayo nirodo nibbānanti ayam vucatananda nirodha sanyam katama chananda sabaloke anabhirata sanyam idananda bhikkhu ye loke upadana cetaso adetana binivesanu sayate pacahanto viharati anupadiyando ayam vucatananda sabaloke anabhirata sanyam katama chananda sabba sankhare su anicca sanyam idananda bhikkhu sabba sankharehi attiyati harayati jigochati ayam vucatananda sabba sankharesu anicca sanyam katama chananda anapanasati idananda bhikkhu aranya gatova rokamula gatova sunyagara gatova nisidati palankang abhujitva ujongkaya panidaya parimukha sati upatapetva so sato va asa sati sato va pasa sati diga va asa santo diga asa samiti pajanati diga va pasa santo diga ปัสสามิติปัจจานาติราสังวะอาสสันโตราสังอาสสามิติปัจจานาติราสังวะปัสสันโตราสังปัสสามิติปัจจานาติสัพพกายปฏิสังเวดิอาสสิสามิติสิกติสัพพกายปฏิสังเวดิปัสสิสามิติสิกติปัสสังภายังกายสังขารังอาสสิสามิติสิกติปัสสังภายังกายสังขารังปัสสิสามิติสิกติปิติปฏิสังเวดิอาสสิสามิติสิกติปิติปฏิสังเวดิปัสสิสามิติสิกติสุขปฏิสังเวดิอาสสิสามิติสิกติสุขปฏิสังเวดิปัสสิสามิติสิกติจิตสังขารปฏิสังเวดิอาสสิสามิติสิกติจิตสังขารปฏิสังเวดิปัสสิสามิติสิกติปัสสัมภายังจิตสังขารังอาสสิสามิติสิกติปัสสัมภายังจิตสังขารังปัสสิสามิติสิกติจิตปฏิสังเวดิอาสสิสามิติสิกติจิตปฏิสังเวดิปัสสิสามิติสิกติอภิปโมดายังจิตตังอาสสิสามิติสิกติอภิปโมดายังจิตตังปัสสิสามิติสิกติสมาดาหังจิตตังอาสสิสามิติสิกติสมาดาหังจิตตังปัสสิสามิติสิกติวิโมชายังจิตตังอาสสิสามิติสิกติวิโมชายังจิตตังปัสสิสามิติสิกติอเนจานุปัสสิอาสสิสามิติสิกติอเนจานุปัสสิปัสสิสามิติสิกติวิรากานุปัสสิอาสสิสามิติสิกติวิรากานุปัสสิปัสสิสามิติสิกตินิโรธานุปัสสิอาสสิสามิติสิกตินิโรธานุปัสสิปัสสิสามิติสิกติปฏินิสสกานุปัสสิอาสสิสามิติสิกติปฏินิสสกานุปัสสิปัสสิสามิติสิกติอายังวุจตานันดอานาปานาสติสัจเจโคตวังอานันดกิริมานันดาสบิกุโนอุปสังกมิโตอิมาดัสสัญญาบาเสยาสิตานังโคปะเนตัง vijatiyam Girimānanda Bhikkhūno Imādasa Saññā Suttavā So abado tanaso patipasang beyati Atako ayasma anando bhagavato santikeima dasa saññā ugahetuva Yena yasma Girimānando tenu pasang kami upasang kami toa ayasmato Girimānanda saima dasa saññā abhasi Atako ayasmato Girimānanda saima dasa saññā suttva So abado tana so pati pasangbi Buddhahi chayasma Girimānando tamha abada Tatapahino cha panayasmato Girimānanda so abado ahositi Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. That's the way we stop.
Number 8.
Huh? We up to where?
8, number 8.
Number 8. Okay, it means that Pahana, is it up to Pahana? Is it this one? Okay. Share the screens here. Is it this part? We start from here, Mahana Sanya, yeah? Okay, so we just completed this Adinava, yeah? Adinava disadvantage. So now we come to this Katamachananda, this Bahana Sanya. Okay, so Katamacha Ananda, Bahana Sanya, Idhat Ananda, Bhikkhu Uppannang, Kama Vitakang, Na Adivaseti, Pajahati, Vinodeti, Bihanti Karoti, Anabhavang, Gamedi. Okay, so now, okay, we look at this, right? So here we look at the Sandhi here, Cha Ananda, the text is Cha Ananda, so I split the Sandhi. So, and the Cha here is enclating, mean then, further, so continue to say something. So we have seen this Katama Pahana Sanya. Katama here is what or which, so it's a pronouns describing the Sanya. So you see, agree with their number, gender, and the case. So what is perception of Pahana? Pahana means abandoning, from the Ruha. Okay. Then either Ananda Bhikkhu Uppanna Kama Vitaka Na Adivasedi. So you see this Na Adivasedi is a verb, third person, Adivasedi. Okay, the meaning just tolerate, tolerate. So here Na Adivasedi does not tolerate. So you see again the Sandhi here, Na A become long A. So I think, yeah, so we had to split it. So does not tolerate, does not tolerate. So then who does not tolerate? So the bhikkhu here. You see here, so the bhikkhu is a subject, right? So the bhikkhu does not tolerate. And then you had object. Object here is in the accusative. Kama vitakam. Vitakam. Okay, so it's a thought of kama, sensual desire. So it's a thought of sensual desire. And you look at this uppannam. This upana is also accusative, but it's in the PPP, past participle. So it's an adjective to the kama vitaka. So that is to say, the thought of sensual desire that has been a reason. Okay. Okay. A reason. So it's a past participle. Right? So idananda, ida means here in declinable, or ananda. A bhikkhu does not tolerate and a recent sensual thought, or you can translate like a bhikkhu does not tolerate sensual thought that has been a reason, okay, or that has a reason. So a recent sensual thought. You see, this is a PPP, right? Participle now used as an adjective describing the sensual thought. And you have the vinodeti. You see, all these are the verbs. Huh? The person pajahati, from the harming abandon. Vinodeti means dispel. Bhihantikaroti is also third person singular. So terminates. Huh? And then anabhavangameti is also, so it's caused to perish. Huh? Caused to perish. So he abandons it, he dispels it, terminates it, and obliterates it, caused to perish. Okay? It means that anabhava, abhava, yeah? So caused to non-existent. Okay. Oh, how to get rid of this? It's okay, I make it smaller. Okay, upannam bhyapada vitakang nadivaseti pajahati vinodeti bhyanti karoti. Here is more or less the same, except the first one, bhyapada. Bhyapada. First one is, the earlier one is kama vitakam. Here is bhyapada. So bhyapada is a ill will, right? So ill will that has a reason. Okay, so na adivaseti, does not tolerate. So he does not tolerate and a reason thought of ill will, and he abandons it, dispels it, terminates it, and obliterates it. Same thing also, vihingsa vitaka. Okay, vihingsa. You see, you have the bhyapada, vihingsa, thought of harming others. Okay, thought of harming, vitaka, thought of harming. So you can see, we tend to have this thought of harming others beside ill will in the action. So does not tolerate the recent thought of harming. He abandons it, dispels it, and not yet. Yeah, more or less the same. More or less the same. Then you have the fourth one. The fourth one, that is upanna, upanne. Okay, upanna, upanne. You see, you have the word repeated twice. Upanne, a reason, a reason, a reason, a reason. Okay, so wherever a reason, wherever. So the papake akusale dhamme na adivaseti. So you see, this a bhikkhu does not tolerate. Tolerate what? So this, all these are, you see, these upane, papake, akusala dhamma, these are all accusative plural. Okay, accusative plural. So the dhamma is a main word. Akusala it means unwholesome dhamma. Papaka means the bad, evil, unwholesome thought. And then upanna, upanne. Okay. What else? Okay, let me see. So it's also accusative plural. Wherever they arise. I mean, the reason, the reason. So same thing. So you see, for this, all these pahana sanya, the thought of abandoning, you have the thought of karma, right? The thought of ill will, the thought of harming, right? and the thought of evil, unwholesome state, dhammas. Okay, basically these four. So whenever you have this thought arises, right? So you have to terminate them, dispel them, right? And obliterate them, okay? And abandon them. So this is what we call the thought of abandoning, right? Okay, the next one is viraga sanya. Katama cha nanda viraga sanya. Idha nanda bhikkhu aranya gatowa. Rukamola gatowa. Sunya gar gatowa. Iti patisang chikati. Okay, so you see patisang chikati. Okay. Yeah, because we have seen these structures again and again, so I'm not going to explain it, but here you look at it. Katama cha ananda virasa. So it's what is perception of viraga. Viraga, raga means passion, right? Viraga means free from passion, right? So this passion. Okay, so this passion. Then what is the perception of this passion? They said here, or Ananda, a bhikkhu, okay, a bhikkhu. Aranya gato, gato is a PPP, describing the bhikkhu, right? So having gone to the forest, aranya, and rukamola gatoa, having gone to the root of the tree, right? Wa-o, okay, shunyagara gatoa, gato means from the root gama, so mean to go, right? So having gone to the, what they call the agara mean, you know, the shunya mean empty heart or empty hole, something like that. Okay, so it's an empty hole. So usually, you know, a bhikkhu will go to either one of these three places. Then iti patisang chikati. Patisang chikati is reflect thus. Iti has a meaning thus. So it's like open quotation. Okay, reflect thus. So this is viraga sanya, the thought of this passion. So you have etang sandang, etang panidang, yadidang, sabba sankhara samato, sabba upadi patinisago, tangha kayo, virago, nikbanang ti, ayang uchata nand viraga sanya. Okay, yeah, so the thought of this passion. So what is this then? So etang sandang. Okay, sandang means peace. Okay, so this is peaceful. Okay, etang sandang. And then you have etang panidang. This is excellent, or this is sublime. Okay, so yeah, more or less the same. Etang, you see, they agree with sandang. So this is excellent, right? Sublime. Yadidam, that is to say, that is, okay, sabba sankhara samato. Samato, you know, the samatha, right? Samatha means calmness, stillness, calmness. And this is a compound, sabba sankhara samato. So if this is a compound, then it depends how you want to interpret it, right? So you can say that this is a calmness of all conditioning forces. Okay, so some people translate like activities. It's okay, all conditioning forces. And this conditioning force is one of the five grasping of five aggregates. So you have the rupa, vedana, sanya, sankhara, and vijnana. So here sankhara refer to all other mental formation. I mean, this is what people translate, but you know, but we do find people translate conditioning forces or mental activities. You see, so samato. So that is the calming of all mental activities. Okay, and sabba upadi patinisanga. Patinisanga is a relinquishment or giving up. Of all the upadi. Upadi is like the basis. So you see, this body is a basis. So upadi. So it's a basis for the attachment. Right? So yeah, people translate substratum. So it's a letting go of all the upadi. So, right? And then you have the tanhakayo. Tanhakayo, ka means the destruction. Right? Tanha. So it's a craving. So it's a destruction of craving. Viraga is a dissipation. Nibbana, Nibbānanti. So this is called Ayavuchuti, Ananda, Viraga Sanya. So this is a thought of, dissipation. So when you have in a meditation, right, contemplating on the thought of dissipation, then probably you need to remember this. So what are you going to, what you do, during the thought of dissipation? Then you have to recite etang santang, etang panitang, yadidam, sabbasankara samato, sabba upadi patinisargo, tahakayo, virago, nibbana. Okay, so these are the short verses. Okay, so when you meditate on this perception of dissipation, then this is the verse that you recite. It's just like, in the meditation, contemplating on the recollection of the Buddha, Dharma Sangha, you just recite like Itipiso Bhagava, Arahang Sama Sambuddho, right? Or similarly, Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo, or Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho, right? So this Viraga Sanya is one of the meditation, right? Contemplating on the dissipation. Then you can recite this, Etang Santang. Then you feel peaceful. Etang Panitang, this is excellent, right? That is to say, Sabba Sankaro Samato, the calming of all the conditioning process. And Sabba Upadi Patinisakko, this letting go or relinquishment, okay, of all the substratum. That is the destruction of craving. That is dissipation. That is Nibbana. So this is a taste of Nibbana. Okay, so this is the taste of Nibbana. All right. Then continue. Oh. All right. Okay. Now we have another one. Beside this Viraga Sanya, we have Nirodha Sanya. In fact, Nirodha Sanya more or less the same as the previous one, because one is Viraga, right? Viraga. You see, one dissipation, then one enter into the jhana, right? So the requirement for entering into the jhana is the destruction of the, what they call the karma, right? The craving. So that is experience. So this Nirodha Sanya is also more or less the same. It's also more exactly like the previous one. So now we look at it. The rest more or less the same. So Katama cha Ananda Nirodha Sanya. So what is the perception of the cessation? When you talk about the Nirodha, right, you talk about the experience of Nibbana. Okay? So yeah, here's same thing. Etang sandam, etang panidam, yadidam, sabba sankhara samato, sabba upadi padinisaga, tahakayo, nirodho, nibbānanti. Okay, same. Ayavuchati ananda, nirodha sanya. Same thing. Same. So we skip it. Okay. Okay. Let me see. Okay. Now we come to another one, that is Sabbaloke Anabhirata Sanya. Okay, so Anabhirata means non-delight. Okay, Abhi and Ram means to take delight. Okay, not taking delight. So the perception of not taking delight with regard to Sabba or Loke mean world, with regard to the whole world. Okay, so not non-delight. Okay, yeah. So what is perception of non-delight in the entire world? Okay, so very interesting, right? Then idhananda bhikkhu ye. Okay, so here there is something. So first of all, we look at the verb here. So viharati is a third person singular. So he stayed. Okay, a dual, right? Then you have to find the subject. Subject is a bhikkhu. So bhikkhu, dual, right? Upadana. Upadana means from. Upadana means clinging. From the clinging. Then loke mean in the world. So you see all the ablative from the clinging in the world, and aditthana abhinivesa anusaya. Anusaya is also ablative, right? From the anushaya, latent tendency. Abhinivesa, inclination, adhering, right? Aditthana, obstinacy. Aditthana. So obstinacy. So you see, here is the long compound, right? Aditthana bhinivesanusaya. You see, so this is a compound. So compound tend to join them together. Right? So this is the most difficult part. Also quite difficult for a beginner. They don't know what is this. Aditthana bhinivesanusaya. If you were to find from dictionary, you cannot find such a long compound here. And of course, beginner, you see, so you have to be able to, split them. So understanding of, certain vocabulary is also very important. Aditthana. There can not be so long word. Aditthana bhinivesanusaya, so long. So I split it. Okay. So when you split it, in between you put dash to show that this is the different number. Different numbers that constitutes the long compound here. Okay. So again, in this compound, you have to interpret it, right? So, and cetaso is a genitive. So you see, then how you want to try, interpret it? Cetaso. So you can say that from the obstinacy, adherent, and latent tendency, anushaya. Oh, I cannot use annotation here. The word not appeared. Cannot show. Okay. So you look at this anushaya. Anushaya is one of the defilement, one type of defilement. You see, you have a lot of names for defilements. Besides the kilesha, from the root klesh, mean to disturb, so disturbance, you have like anushaya. Anu mean all along, right? Asaya mean from the root C, mean to lie down all along. So it's a kind of latent defilements. So this is also another synonyms for defilement. And of course, you also have another defilements like you have seen like Samyoga, right? And Olga, right? And there are several different, names for defilements. Paryuttana, okay? And what else? And Sangyojana, right? So these are all different names. So what else? This pajahanto. So this is a present participle, right? Pajahanto means abandoning. Okay, abandoning. And then you have anupadhiyanto. So this is also present participle, right? Upadhiyanto means attaching. Okay, anupadhiyanto, without attaching te to them. Okay, so then how to translate? So it's very long. So you see, a bhikkhu stay. I put in bracket means that the word is not found here, so you have to interpret it, right? So refrain from clinging in the world, refrain from latent defilements, adherence, obstinacy of the mind, okay? And abandoning them without clinging to them, okay? So this is what we call the perception of non-delight in the entire world. So how is that perception? So perception of non-delight, so you have to refrain from attaching to the world, right? So this is one thing. And then you have to refrain from all the latent defilements, the types of defilement, and the clinging, the attachment of the mind. Right? So practice of letting go and abandoning them without clinging to them. So this is the perception of non-delight in the entire world. Okay, so in this meditation also, what is this anabhirata sanya? Then you have to, understand. You have to learn by heart, this sentence. Bhikkhu ye loke upadana cetaso aditana ani abhi nivesa anushaya te pajahanto viharati anupadiyanto. Okay, so this is the things that you have to, learn by heart. Yeah, you see, for different types of meditation, right? You cannot just, meditate that ideally, not doing anything, not knowing anything, right? So you have to know what are you doing, Okay, so these are the teaching, these are the perception, these are the, the contemplation. Okay, now you have another one. It's called Sabba Sankharesu Anicca Sanya. So it's a thought of impermanent. Like earlier we have seen this, right? Thought of impermanent. We also learned the thought of non-self, right? But here you also have another thought of impermanent, but with regard to all conditioning forces. Okay, here is a thought of non-delight with regard to the world, right? Then the next one is a thought of impermanent with regard to all the conditioning forces. So this is also another types of meditation. Okay. So of course, in this Abhidhamma, right? In the Theravada Abhidhamma, when explaining this sankhara, right? Let me see. Okay. Okay, now if we look at these aggregates, 5 grasping of aggregates. Okay, so in the early suttas, you do find 5. One is rupa. Okay, rupa means the matter. The second one is vedana. Vedana means the feeling. Okay, feeling or sensation. And the third one is sanya. So sanya means the perception, right? And the fourth one is sankhara. So this is the conditioning forces, right, or mental formation. And the fifth one is vijnana. Right? Okay, so this is a very simple, 5 aggregates. But when Abhidhamma, they go and further elaborate this. They said that, okay, when analyze the rupa, okay, we can analyze the rupa up to 28 elements. Okay, so 28 dhamma, they call it. Or they call it the mental factors. But this one consists of the metal aspect. And Vedana and Sanya is 1, is 1. And Sankhara is 50. And then Vijnana, of course, it's only one mind, but you have 89 or 121 different types of the mind. So if you if you calculate all these things, so how many altogether you have? It's about 81 dhammas. Okay, so these are 81 dhammas. They are the what we call the ultimate realities of the Dhamma, ultimate reality. They are called paramatta. Right? Paramatta. No need to scare. Somebody scared of all these Pali term. So this is what we call the ultimate reality, or the the ultimate reality. Okay. So this part is the analysis of Abhidhamma. So you see, we have been dealing a lot with the Sankhara here. Okay, the Sankhara. You look at the Sankhara. You look at these three things, Vedana, Sankhya, and Sankhara. These three things is what we call the mental factors, or in Pali we call cetasika. Cetasika. Or English we call mental factors, or sometimes we translate as mental concomitant. Okay, what is the meaning of mental concomitant? It means that associate with the mind. Here is a mind. Vijnana is a mind. So whenever mind arises, you see the mind won't arise alone, right? So it arises together with other mental factors as well. So you see, these are all the Vedana, Sankhya, Sankhara. They are pertaining to the mind. So you have the mental factors. So then, okay, then you look at this Vedana, Sankhya. They are one, because they are the root of dispute. Okay, of all the problem, disputes, quarrel, or we call it the root of deformity, a root of dispute. You see, it's from the Vedana, Sankhya. That's why they call one. As to the Sankhara, you have 50 all total. So the Cetasika, you have 52 Cetasika. Okay, so 28, 52, 1. So total, you have 81 dhammas. Say all conditioning forces. So we are not going to go into the details of this. Right? So we know that under this Sabba Sankhares, of all these conditioning forces, it means that they include the wholesome as well as unwholesome mental factors. Okay. So what is the perception of impermanence with regard to all conditioning forces? I said Sabba Sankharehi. Let me see. So atiyati. So atiyati means tormented. Okay, it's tormented. Harayati, humiliated. Harayati. And jigucchati is disgusted. Okay, disgusted. So who are they? Who is tormented? Is a bhikkhu. Right? So tormented by all these conditioning forces. Okay. Yeah. So this is what we call the Sabba Sankhares or Anicca Sanya. Oh, okay. Yeah. So very short with regard to the thought of impermanence, with regard to all conditioning forces. This is the very short one. It's that bhikkhu Sabba Sankharehi. By all conditioning forces, atiyati, harayati, jigucchati. Okay, so it's a bhikkhu is tormented, humiliated, and disgusted by all the conditioned phenomena. So they include the wholesome mental factors as well as unwholesome mental factors. So we have been, tormented, tortured, humiliated by all these different mental factors. That's why, we are so exhausted. Okay, but here it's called the perception of impermanence. So, whatever that of the arising is of the nature of impermanence. Okay, now the last one is the anapanasati. Anapanasati. I think, many months ago, right? We also studied this anapanasati, right? But anyway, we will go through them again. Okay, so Katama ch ananda anapanasati. See, anapanasati. Okay, this is how you pronounce it. Anapanasati. So either Ananda Bhikkhu Aranya Gatua. Okay. So what is mindfulness of breathing? In fact, it's a breathing in and out, okay, out and in. So anapanasati. So anaapana. So either Ananda. Okay, yeah, here is it. Having gone to all these things, right? Having gone to the forest, to the root of the tree, to the empty space, right? Okay. Then you have nisidati. Nisidati means sit down. Okay, sit down. Nisidati, sit down. Okay. Then nisidati is from ni and sat. Sat means to sit. Ni means down. So it's a sit down. Nisidati. Is this like English word? Sometimes I'm quite doubtful. Our English words are sitting. Is it also coming from the Pāli root sit also? Palangkang abujitua ujung kayang panidhaya parmukang sating upatapetua. Okay, so here this sentence is very important. You see all the important words here. Abujitua. Okay, so abujitua is from the boot, right? To bend. To bend. Bend what? Palangkang. Okay. Palangkang mean, you know, in the full cross leg position. Okay, it means that bending the leg in the full cross leg position. Palangkang abujitua. Okay, so ujung kayang panidhaya. Okay, so what is panidhaya? Jared. So it's from daha, mean placing or putting. Kaya mean body. Ujung mean upright. Okay, straight. So putting the body straight. Okay, so here is also adjective. So this is the second part. Then you have the parmukang sating upatapetua is also gerund. So upatapetua mean upa and star. Star means stand. Upa, stand near. Right. So this is established. Okay, so having established mindfulness sati. Okay, having established mindfulness, sati, and then you have the important word here. I used to say paramukang. Paramukang here now used as an adverb. Pari means completely, all around, completely. Mukha means face. Okay, so you can say that all around, in front of him. Okay, so you see, Buddha didn't say, you know, is under your nose or about your lips. There's no mention whatsoever. When Buddha talk about the anapanasati training, Buddha used the word paramukang sati upatapetua. And of course, in the commentators, in the later commentators, you know, different commentators, or nowadays we are talking about different teachers interpret this differently. Some people say it's through this breathing in and out. Of course, that's quite obvious from anapanasati, but some other teacher also focus on some other method as well, right? Because when you talk about the paramukha, so you are free to interpret. So having established mindfulness in front of him, so satowa asasati, satowa pasasati. It said once you established mindfulness in front, what next? Here, this is very important. So satowa asasati, satowa pasasati. Okay, so here is a short A, not the long A. Long A is whether or, but here short what mean emphasis. Indeed. So you have the two verb asasati, I mean breathing in only, and okay, so he, so mean he breathes in, okay, mindfully, okay, sato eva, sometimes eva or wa is okay. So this eva only, okay, only. It means that he breathes in mindfully only. It means that you're not only breathing in, I breathe out, only breathe out mindfully. So you see, ever mindful, very much mindful, properly mindful. He breathes in. You see the emphasis here, right? Nothing else, just only sattva, only mindful. Means that you are, as you breathe in, you're aware that you are breathing in. So mindful only, as ever mindful. We breathe out. So this part is very important. Now take the notes here. So sattva asasati, sattva pasasati. And next, after this, talk about digahang va asasanto. Digahang asasamiti pajanati. So this is the first training. You talk about, okay, now you have to know. Okay, paja, you see this is a whole sentence. You have the whole sentence iti pajananti. So you have to translate like, he knows. The person singular, he knows, okay? Then asasanto is a present participle. You can say like breathing in, okay? Breathing in, breathing in, I have in, ing, breathing in is a present participle. Digang means long, okay? What else? Then digang asasami ti pajanati. As I breathing in long, right? He knows I breathe in long. Okay, digang asasami ti. Okay, so you see this ti is opening and closing of this digang asasami long. Asasami, I breathe in long. So he knows I breathe in long. Okay, so breathing in long. Here, why you mean all. Okay, so you can train. Okay, so as you prepare all these things, okay, once you meditate, and then you remind yourself, so sattva asasati, sattva pasasati. So, okay, just only here, nothing else. Then next, he knows. As I breathe in long, I know I breathe in long. Got it? Okay, so this is one. And then digang va pasasanto, digang pasasami di pajanati. So here digang va asasanto, or breathing out long. Okay, he knows I breathe out long. Okay, got it, right? Breathing out long, he knows I breathe out long. So this is the second training. Yeah, so he knows. So the know here is very important. He knows. So you have to adjust like, now I know I'm breathing in long. So kind of enforcing yourself. Now I'm breathing in and out long. Okay. The third, so here we talk about Anapanasati has this 16 aspect of breathing, okay? And this 16 aspect of breathing consists of knowing as well as training, right? So beside knowing, and you also have training. You see our mind, our body, our mind, our sensation, the Dhamma, all these things require a lot of training. It's not like, you meditate, you know everything. No, our mind is so scattered, not focused. Right? So you have to train your mind, it's like tuning your mind. So these are, the method, taught by the Buddhas. So then the second one is rasang. Rasang means short. Same thing, asasanta, breathing in short. One means all. Breathing in short, he knows I breathe in short. Okay? Yeah. Asasami. Ti pajanati. So as you breathe in short, you know that I'm breathing, that I breathe in short. Same thing, pasasando. Breathing out short. He knows I breathe out short. So this is the second aspect of breathing, right? Pajanati. So the first two require the aspect of knowing. Pajanati. He knows. right? Then the third one onward, the third aspect is called sikati. You see sikati. Sikati means he trains, right? Like siksha, you know, students, siksha. So it's from the root shiks mean to train. So same thing, sabakaya patisangvedi. Okay, yeah, asasamiti. It is the future. I will breathe in. I will breathe in. You see, then you have like patisangvedi is a nominative. It's from patisangvedina. This is from patisangvedi. This is adjective, experiencing. So when you decline it, right, adjective to I, because there is ahang is not here, ahang, but it's understood. So ahang is nominative singular. So here patisangvedi means describing the ahang. So you know, so experiencing sabakaya. Kaya means body, sabba means whole body, whole body, whole body. So I shall breathe in, experiencing the whole body. Okay, because the body is from the beginning to the end, right? Then same thing, sabakaya patisangvedi pasasamiti sikati. Same thing. So he trained us, I shall breathe out, experiencing the body. You see, the Buddha knows our mind need training. If not, our mind, tends to, scatter around. So you have to train your mind. It's just like someone to train the body, right? You have to go to the gym or exercise, to have your muscle strong. So similarly, to make the mind strong also, you have to train your mind as well. So these are the training of the mind. So you train your mind. As I breathe in long, I know starting from the beginning till the end, you are experiencing the whole body. So this is the fourth aspect. The third. Then the next one, pasang bahayam kaya sankharam asasisamiti sikati. Same thing. He trained thus, iti. So I shall, breathe in. Pasang bahaya is a PRP, present participle. Pasang bahaya. So you have it's from the strum, Brian strum, mean coming down. Coming down. Coming down what? This is a nominal singular, so it's adjective. So I shall breathe in, right? Tranquilizing. So there is adjective to I. Tranquilizing or coming down. Coming down what? Kaya sankhara. The bodily, bodily, what do you call formation, sankhara. Okay. So yeah, I think I have explained this, some times ago. So you have to train your mind. As I breathe in, if I want to calm my mind, then say, for example, if I want to stop, I stop. If I want to sit, I sit. You see, if I want to, stop all the deformity, I just stop it. And so you have that training. As I breathe in, coming down in all the bodily formation. Like, for example, you see, if say like you got very angry, right? You got very angry, and you can see that your heart is pumping, pop, 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 wow, so agitated, huh? Then you train your mind. As I breathe in, I want to tranquilizing, my bodily formation. As you breathe in, tranquilizing your body, then you can see that your heart beating becomes slowing down, slowing down. Okay, yeah. So I think that also requires training. Then pasang bahayang kaya sangkarang pasasisamiti sikati. Same thing. I shall breathe out, tranquilizing the bodily formation. Okay, so these are the 4 aspects pertain to the body. Now we look at another 4 aspects pertain to the sensation, right? The sensation here is obvious, is piti, patisangvedi, asasisamiti sikati. So he trained us. Okay, I shall breathe in, experiencing the rapture. Okay, rapture. Or joy sometimes, the experience of joy. And I shall breathe out. He trained us. I shall breathe out. Is this short? Because it's a future. Isami. Isami. Experiencing the feeling of rapture. Okay. Next, the 6th, Sukhapati Samvedi. Here you have the joys. Now you have the happiness. Right? Same thing also. I shall breathe in. I shall breathe out, experiencing pleasure or happiness. So you need not to bother about this translation, because as I look at other different translation, different people have different types of translation. That translation could be sometimes very annoying, because people tend to interpret the English translation. So whatever translation, you see, if we know the Sanskrit, if we know the original Pali, then that helps you to understand better. So we need not to go into argument. Well, why pleasure like that? Then are you referring to the mental pleasure? Are you referring to the physical pleasure? A lot of arguments, on and on. So you see, Chinese is just le, so very simple. Then another one, here is 7, Chitta Sankhara. It's just like earlier you had the Kaya Sankhara, Patisangvedi, Asasisamiti Sikati. He trained us. I shall breathe in, experiencing the mental formation. So you can see that, this in Anapanasati, right? All these trainings is to train your mind, to get into a deeper and deeper, not deeper, sorry, to get into the concentration. So you see, this is how your mind become more and more concentrated. So these are the process. So you can see, before you get into concentration, you need to have joys and happiness. So this is a requisite, a must, a requisite. Okay. Then Pasang Bahaya is also Pasang Bahaya, Chitta Sankara Asasamiti. So it's also coming down, the something tranquilizing or coming down the mental formation like earlier. You see the bodily, you have this coming out of the body, and then you have tranquilizing the mental formation. Okay, so you can see you go into a deeper state of mind now, and then this is the 9th one, Chittapati Samvedi. Now we are coming to the experiencing of the mind, right? So it starts by experiencing the mind. So this is how he trained us. I shall breathe in, experiencing the mind, and breathe out, experiencing the mind. Okay, so when you talk about experiencing the mind, you see the mind is like a mirror, right? So you see the preceding 8 stages is like removing the dirt on the surface of the mirror, right? So once this the dirt on the mirror removed, right, then you are able to see your own mind. So now we are talking about the world of the physical senses, right, through the eyes, sound, body, are quite different from the world of the mind, right? They are not the same. So the world of the mind. You see, when you enter into this stage, right, the world of the mind, it's like what in the sutta say, you have light, you have light, you see, and you see, you're experiencing, you start to feel, very peaceful. Okay, you start to feel very peaceful, like etang san, this is peaceful. Okay, and you see, so this is the experience of the mind. And of course, people start talking about, at this stage, you're experiencing the nimitta, right? Nimitta. So experiencing the light. Okay. Now, abhipamodayang chittam, same thing. So, yeah, is it coming down? Oh no, abhipamodayang. Pamodayang, pamoda. Pamoda means gladdening. From the mood, rejoicing, gladdening. So now, as you enter into the stage, right, you have gladden the mind, gladden the mind. Okay, so gladdening the mind. So as I breathe out, gladdening the mind. So this is what we call Dhammachanda. Dhammachanda. So this kind of chanda, this kind of inclination, right, of the Dhamma is encouraged. Okay, so then the last two, samadahang chitta asasisami disikati. So what is this samadaha? Samadaha, sam, and daha. Daha means to put down. So putting together. So it's concentrating. So this is another term for concentration, right? Samadaha. So concentrating. So as I breathe in, concentrating the mind. Okay, breathe out. I shall breathe out, concentrating the mind. Okay, so this one is very important as you see, when your mind start getting concentrated, right? Then what the next will you experience? Here, vimochaya chittam asasisami tisikati. Vimochaya. Okay, he trained us. I shall breathe in, from the mood release, liberating the mind. So liberating, as I breathe in, liberating the mind. So it's up to here, you have completed 12, these graduated stages, right? Entering into concentration, samatha, which your mind, becomes freed and released. Okay, at least temporarily. So this is an experience of viraga, right? Viraga sanya is a perception of dispassion. Okay, so your mind become very peaceful. Okay. Okay, so after 12, right? Then, so probably like when you come out of meditation, right? You also can train your mind. Okay, as I breathe in, anicca anupasi. Okay, so what is this anupasi? Anupasi means contemplating. Anu and pas mean to see gradually, to see closely, right? To see closely means contemplating. So anicca, impermanence. So this is how in your daily life, right? Even when you're not meditating, but the Buddha trained us. Okay, so as I breathe in, you see, I train my mind, to be able to see everything is of the nature of impermanent, right? So your mind won't get attached to it, right? Then same thing, pasasisami disikati, contemplating, I shall breathe out, impermanent. So this is the 13th aspect. And the 14th, viraga. You see, when you come out of meditation, right? Because you have the earlier experience, viraga, then you enter into concentration. So when you come out of meditation, right? You also experience, I'm contemplating, viraga, dispassion. Okay. This is so beautiful, so peaceful, right? You're experiencing, nibbana. Then another way, you also have nirodha anupasi, yeah, nirodha sanya. It's more or less the same. So this nirodha is a cessation of the form. So it's experiencing the cessation. Okay. And then another one, apatinisagga. Yeah, we also come this letting go, right? Letting go, detached, letting go. So relinquishment. Okay, so this is what we call the ananda. This is the anapanasati, mindfulness of breathing. So sache ko toang ananda, Girimānanda Bhikkhuno, Prasankamitva, Imadasasanya, Vaseyasi. So this is how the Buddha told Ananda, okay, you go to go to see the Bhikkhu Girimānanda, and you go and talk to him these 10 perception. Okay. Yeah, Upasangami having approached Bhikkhu Girimānanda. Okay. So sache, asache bhasayase. Usually you have the sache and optative. If you speak, or if you recite to this genitive, used as dative to Bhikkhu Girimānanda, having approach. If you speak to Bhikkhu Girimānanda about this 10 perception, then Tanang Kopana etang vijati yang Girimānanda se Bhikkhuno imadasa sanya suttua so abadho tanaso pati pasang bhayati. Right, so this is optative, third person, right? It means that you have this optative and followed by Tanang Kopana. You have the Tanang Kopana etang vijati. So this is like a phrase. It means that it is possible, right? It is possible, right? So it is possible. After hearing these 10 perception, okay, this 10 perception, the affliction, okay, abado, the affliction of Bhikkhu Girimānanda, tanaso immediately, patipasambheya would subside, would immediately subside. Okay, yes, so this is a translation. So it is possible that after hearing this 10 perception, the affliction of Bhikkhu Girimānanda will immediately subside, would immediately subside. So this is, you have this optative. Of course, if you want to know more about the different tenses, more, then you have to go to another class. But okay, so here we almost come to an end already. So here, atako ayasma anando, bhagavato santike imadasasanya ugahetua, yena ayasma Girimānanda, tena upasankami. So he approached. Who approached? Ananda. And ayasma Ananda, Venerable Ananda, approach. Approach who? Venerable Girimānanda. Okay. Then ugahetu, I mean having learned. Who? Ananda, having learned these 10 perception. Okay. Then what? Santikame in the presence of the Blessed One. Okay, so before the Blessed One. So Ananda learned this perception from the Buddhas. Then he approached where the Venerable Girimānanda was. Then upasamkamitu ayasmato Girimānandasya imadasasanya bhasi. Then upasamkamitu, having approach, right? During. Then abhasi. Bhikkhu Ananda, Venerable Ananda spoke abhasi. Okay, Imadasa Sanya, this 10 perception to Venerable Girimānanda. Then Atako Ayasmato Girimānanda Imadasa Sanya Sutta. So Abado, yeah, same thing. So then having heard this 10 perception, so Abado, the affliction of Venerable Girimānanda. Okay, Tana, so immediately. Patipasambi. So these areas, so subsided. It means that. So Buddhahicha ayasma Girimānanda Dhammapāla tatthapahinocha pana ayasmato Girimānandasa so abado ahosit. This is like what earlier we have seen in these Bojjhanga suttas. Yeah, they are the same. Buddhahi. So yeah, it's a short A. So he rose. It means that he recovered from the affliction. So Venerable Girimānanda, so recovered from that affliction. So Vutai, Ut and Star, to stand up, so arose. So also has a meaning of to recover. From, you see here, you have this Dhammapāla, from that affliction. Okay. So Tattha Pahino Abado, the affliction, okay, the affliction, so the definite particle, the affliction, okay, and ahosi become what? Okay, yeah, becomes pahino, becomes abundant, okay, from that. Okay, so the affliction of, yeah, becomes what called pahino, abundant, eliminated from that. So here, pahino is also adjective to affliction. So the affliction of bhikkhu, of Venerable Girimānanda, becomes abundant from that. So yeah, in such manner, the affliction of Venerable I copy, of Venerable Girimānanda has been eliminated. Okay. Now finish. That's great because this is a very long sutta.